Hello, this is Liz. Welcome to my little urban homestead and welcome to Fabric Friday. I've had a comment, I think it was by JoJo, regarding putting elastic in things. So this is one way of actually doing it. I am apologising now if there's any noise or I have to cut out and start again or whatever, because the builder's outside my house, which I did put a video out showing that the other day. So here goes. Right, this elastic is an inch wide. I have got a large roll of it because I do use it a lot. It's been way over 3 years since I bought any ready-made clothes, so I'm using it all the time when I make my own clothes. So that's why I thought it'd be more economical for me to actually buy a full roll of it, and it is. So you cut your length that you need. Now it all depends on the size that you want. If you're skinny or not like me, then obviously you need more. But basically put it round your waist so it's a few inches off, and then pull it together and overlap it by about 3/4 of an inch. And if that's nice, snug, that's what you want. That's the amount of elastic. If you put it round you and it meets and there's no pulling it just hangs there, that's too loose for you. You need to have it so it overlaps a bit and it's nice and snug. There we are, large bag of sugar. Now if you put your elastic around it and it's loose and you get your fingers around it, that's not how you want it. If you get your elastic around your waist and hold it there and it fits exactly, that's still not how you want it. You want it to actually pull a bit so it's nice and snug. And you might be able to see better if I go from the side. So it's, pull it round and it's really nice and snug, holds it there. And if it's not too constricting and stops your blood flow and all the rest, you've got the right size. So remember where it came past, take it about 3/4 of an inch past the start bit, let it go and then cut on that line, and then you can sew the two ends together. And that's what I'm going to do now, is sew the two ends together, and then I'll show you what I do afterwards. I've sewn the elastic together, and you can choose either side to be the right or the wrong. Now this is the way I do it. If this is not the correct way, tough. But this is the way I do it, which is basically you think of your seam as being the back of it, the back part of elastic. So fold it in half, get a pen and mark where my hand doesn't want work today. Mark the halfway mark and then open it out again, put your pin opposite your seam where you joined it, and then mark these two with pins again. I mean, you can use tailor's chalk if you want, or anything else, just as long as you've got a mark there. so you can see what you're doing. So you've now basically got your elastic, although it's joined together and it's round, it's now put in quarters. You get your, in my case, pair of ski pants. I've got them with the right side out, and you've obviously got your front and your back, so it's those two you don't need to mark with a pen because the front and back. If you've got side seams, you've got the side seams to use. These have no side seams, so I've got to mark them again with pins. This is awkward to do because it's backwards to how I normally would do it. So there, your trousers are now in quarters. Find the back of your trousers, and this is the back. Put the back of your elastic towards it and then just tuck it in. So you've got the right side of your garment. The seam goes on your seam of your elastic. And just, where are my other pins? Just pin it there. Oh, these are too long. Use your shorter ones. Pin it there. Now, what I do is I find the front of the garment and the pin that denotes the front, put them together and pin there. Now you've got the sides, so you do exactly the same and make it easy on yourself. Pick it up and just put it down again. Get your two pins for the side, put them together, get your pin from one of them, take it out and put it through both. And you can take that other marking pin out because you don't need it. Last but not least, we've got the other piece. Put two pins together. I'm going to have to turn this. Yeah, look. They are turned. Put your two pins together, one of them out, and in it goes. And you take the other one out because you don't need it. And then just stitch all the way around. It's better to use a zigzag stitch because that'll help with the stretching. I'm going to use a straight stitch and just go wobbly over it. But as you're feeding it under your feed dogs, you need to stretch the elastic so it will fit with your garment material. Now, both of mine stretch material and the elastic and the jersey stretch, so it's easy for me just stretch them both and sew it straight stitch. So that's what I'll do now. I don't know how this is going to turn out, Now I've sorted it off and I've got the material and the elastic. So basically you hold behind your needle, and I also hold to at me next pin. Make sure you're going to catch your fabric behind it and stretch and then sew. See, I always use these scrap bits. Again, stretch, sew. So although your feed dogs are taking it through, you need to stretch and hold it. If you just stretch the front, you're working against the feed dogs. You need to stretch it out and then let the feed dogs take it. So there's the next one. But I just get it part of the way. Now if you've got a free arm machine, it might be easier for it to go round the free arm. I aren't bothered with that because it's a rather large waist, because it's for me. So make sure it's there and stretch. If your material wasn't stretching it like mine is, you would just stretch the elastic to fit the material. Like everything in sewing, a bit at a time. That's all that's necessary. You'll get there eventually. A zigzag stitch would be better, but I can't be bothered to fetch me other, well, get me other sewing machine down. See, we're here coming back towards the start. So that's sewn on the outside. Now all we've got to do is turn it over and stitch it down, and it'll leave you with no raw edge there. So that's all I'm going to do. Let's turn over and stitch. I like doing it this way so it shows a bit of the elastic, because with making your own clothes you do not have a label, because a label is always at the back of clothes, so that's where you look, so you know which is the back and the front. So I have this little join of the elastic to show me which is the back and which is the front. Now you can do just one across the bottom and then one across the top, or whichever you want. I'm going to do both to give it a nice edge to it. Same again, stretch it and sew. Machine's gone funny, but you get the general gist of it.